Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Joytoy's officially licensed Warhammer 40k Vanguard Space Marines Ultramarines Incursor Brother Sergeant Romulo. This is a 1/18 scale action figure, and this is the box it comes in. It's a blind type of box, so you don't know which character you're going to get out of it. So if you don't buy a case of 4, you won't get every character guaranteed. In the US, most of the times, if you buy them individually, you can get the whole case. But I guess in China, these things are sold like in vending machines, kind of like a blind box type figure, which I'm not a big fan of. So, but there's really not much to see on the box. You kind of see a silhouette of the Marine, but then there's no way to know which one you're getting. The title, the scale. Top of the box, we have the Warhammer 40k. The back of the box, it'll show you the 4 different incursors that you could get out of the blind boxes. And basically, that's it. I mean, it's not much to see. There's some company information here on the side. You can go ahead and pause and read that on your own time. Here's the warnings. Not for children under the age of 3. This product is not a toy. It's recommended for adult collectibles and ages 17 and up. Here is a UPC, which I think they helped you all here in the United States. And on this side, we have some copyright information. The title of the characters again, but you can pause and read that if you would like. But that's pretty much it for the box. This is a clamshell that they are inside the box. Has all the accessories separated in its own tray, so it's very nicely packaged. These figures do come with trading cards. This shows the character on the front and their name on the bottom right corner. It's pretty cool. On the back has a lot of Chinese, can't read anything, but a pretty nice card stock, not too bad. Okay, so here's Brother Sergeant Romulo out of the packaging. Looks pretty nice. These figures got some nice weight to them. The materials feel really good. They don't feel cheap or anything. They're really nice figures. Very cool. Start off by taking a look at the overall head sculpt. You can see we have some kind of red gas masks that go from pretty much all the way around his head, but we have these bigger pieces here on the side. And a very like a breathing apparatus on the front. Some kind of maybe camera device. I'm not actually sure what that is. I'm sure someone down in the comments that might know could share with us. That would be great. Character has black hair. He does have a silver visor with a red lens on top of his head there. It's really nice. Some weathering on the overall apparatus on his face. There's silver in there. Looks really cool. It's a nice head sculpt. Take a look at that very nice golden skull that's on his chest. He has 2 grenades here on his chest armor too. Maybe 2 different types here. Maybe this is an incendiary grenade and that could be just a basic grenade. Who knows? We do have the X with the arrows with the Romulo 7 on there. We have the faction symbol on the shoulder with the gold trim. Most of his armor is done in like a blue shade. Do have that awesome looking. It kind of looks like an ohm, upside down ohm symbol, but that's their faction. But then he has a red skull painted over top of it. That is super cool. Very, very nice. Then he has like the tubing. Basic undergarments under his armor. See, that's done right. A lot of texture there. Very cool. On the back here, we can see the 2 peg holes for his loadout for his pack. There's a kind of a backside flap there. Look at the joints and the tubing for the undergarment of the pants, his feet. Very cool. go ahead and zoom out here so we can take a look at him, a 360 look. I'll also show you guys some different angles. There's some peg holes here on his leg for his. You have a couple choices for a load out for this character. Very cool. Stands very nice. They have a nice presence on your shelf. Don't have any issues standing. They have some pretty large feet, which is to be expected for the Space Marines. So for the articulation, we'll start with his head. You have some side to side here. Okay, I guess there's a neck joint to let you do that. But then there's actually a head joint, probably at the top of the neck, that allows you to get a little more of a turn there. It's kind of hard because the bottom neck piece wants to pretty much dominate the movement. But you get some side to side. Not so much on this side because he has that larger piece. You can look down. If you can get that top piece to move, you can look up. Very cool. Back to stationary. 360 on the arms. These two flexed on both sides. So you have a little bit of like the back and forth, up and down, kind of rock in different directions. This one, pretty much the same way. It's just a little less movement because its size is pretty big. So these are definitely going to cause issues with your ability to, raise your arms too far up on the sides. So we have a rotation here, right there, maybe center bicep, bendable elbow. It's a double jointed elbow. You get some pretty insane bend ratios with that. Pretty cool. Now the wrist rotates 360 also. It is on a ball joint that kind of rolls around like this. So you can get different positions. So you get the in and out and the up and down and around. Different. So it's more of a Joytoy's newer joint they've developed. So he does have some lower chest articulation here. You get a side to side, back and forth a little bit. 360 rotation here at the waist. Then we can get these arms out of the way here. We do have a thigh rotation. He can sit really nicely for being a big fella. Very cool. So for the splits, not too much. Well, let's see, big guys on splits anyway, right? Pretty good that way though. Double jointed knees. Looking awesome. He can get down on his knees, and of course these guys are never get on their knees, but if you want to do some posability for like stances for his gun, you definitely, that was no effort, right? Kind of just was fluent, kind of just went right into place, which is great. 360 rotation at the ankle. We have down. We have more back to stationary than up because of the size of that boot. A little side to side, but you can do the rotation thing. On the heel, pretty cool, all the way around. Then we have the toe articulation also on both feet. So they are very well articulated figures. They are made very well. Very nice figures. I do recommend these things even before I even get through them, because these are, they're officially licensed, so they're going to be a good quality figure. They don't want their brand having a bad piece. So with the accessories, it comes with about 10 accessories. So you get his gun. This is done in a silver, and then the other half's more like a gunmetal. Silver here coming out the top. We do have a removable clip, which is super cool. We do have a drug barrel. Then we have a red lens for the scope. Pretty cool. Well, the hands do accommodate the weapon perfectly. I mean, the finger just goes in the hand very fluently. The finger goes in the trigger guard and is held fantastically. And as you can see, because of that double arm joint and the wrist joint that accommodate each other, you can get some pretty sick poses with even his gun up on the back of his shoulder and almost on the back of his head. Pretty nice. So you bring it up like this if you'd like. You want to go straight out. You're also going to do that, and it holds the weight of that large weapon. No problem. You want to bring it across his chest here, flip the hand around, and you got yourself a double-handed weapon. But of course, you can tweak this and get many different poses and positions. Also has these little holes here for almost like straps, but then you probably go from here to here. And I think they're going to utilize that in other sets, best that I can tell. He looks really cool. Fantastic. So the next accessory it comes with is his backpack. It is pretty much the same color as his armor. We have this dark gray vents here. These do rotate around 360. No other movement. We have some vents here. I'm assuming that's what that is. A lot of aesthetics going on. We do have this piece here. We have the green and red lenses. And this does rotate 360 also. Then we have some red and black dots there. Now this is trying to share the knowledge in the community of these figures that people that own them have been breaking these pegs off into the back of the figure. They do have a 2-peg system instead of a single system, like most figures we're used to, but it goes right onto the back like that. But it's a very nice fitting, and then you can adjust these however you see fit. And then of course you have your device here that you can position anywhere you want. Looks really good. Some of my recommendations for removing this is to get your many fingers on that backpack as you can, and don't pull down up too hard. You're going to want to just very gently rock it back and forth. Be very careful, and then try to push on the back of the armor, and the best you can do is pull that thing straight out. It is very tight, and there you go. If you start doing this and this, you're going to break those tabs off. Be extremely careful. If you don't have to, I wouldn't recommend doing that a whole lot. That's pretty much for his backpack and his main weapon. He does come with some options for his sidearm weapons. Now, he comes with a pistol, same color pattern as his large weapon. The gunmetal and the silver looks great. I love how they match. So we'll set that aside for 1 second, and then you get a holster here. It's on black, and then some dry brushing on the edges to give it some wear. But you cannot put this weapon in his case. It's just for aesthetic looks, and it has a peg hole, and that'll go either on this side or that side. Okay, but they do give you another one here that's already inside, and you can't remove it, but it matches the handle perfectly. Now that'll give you options here. Go to remove this gun. Okay, so you can see how well he will accept his pistol. Like nothing. You can see how that finger went in there very nicely. These are high quality figures. And because of that, they're not going to be cheap figures. We're getting to the price in this video towards the end, but they look fantastic. This also has a drill barrel. it matches the barrel of his larger weapon. So basically you could put this one here on his side, and then you can have it like that, to where he has it drawn. Or you can remove this and remove his gun out of his hand and have the appearance of it in its holster. Now, unfortunately, you really can't do both pistols on the legs, because this case would be backwards then, unless that's something you don't care. But this is actually meant for the other accessory. So if your pistol's drawn, you use this one. If it's in its case, you use just this and not the pistol in the hand. Is my best recommendations for appearance and realistic aesthetically. So let's go ahead and remove this pistol out of his hand, because we are going to put it back in his case. You know how that works. He comes with this dual sleeves with 2 knives in it. We have the 2 skulls on the case, gold trim on the bottom and on the top. These blades are removable. The handles are black. I do love the sculpt of this knife. It makes it look realistic. It's a silver blade, both sides. And like I said, they are removable, so that's fantastic too. I guess the pistol would have been a huge case and probably make it look very bulky if they made a case that you can put the pistol in and out of. And then you can put your knives here. You can have them straight up and down on his leg, or you can have them sticking out like so, back, whatever you'd like. And then of course, if you don't like the pistols on your character, you can bring your knives to this side and have the same appearance. So that is universal for both. So that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do here, we're going to load him out. And I kind of have mine tilted like that. And then we're going to load him up with his pistol in his case. And then I'm going to put this gun back in his hand. Watch how easy this is. Done. And then he is ready for his mission. Very cool. So the last 4 accessories he has is 2 more sets of hands, or a trigger hand for this. If you want to maybe have his gun and his pistol, you can use those. He has 2 more gripping hands. For obviously, I think you have to have a specific hand for his knives, because the gaps, the diameters, and the hands are a different ratio. So it looks very, very cool. So if you want to, you can utilize that fantastic articulation it comes with. Then we can get that toe articulation going here in the back, like so. And then he's down on one, hiding behind some cover so he doesn't get shot. This knives do get in the way. Sometimes you got to maneuver them around, but that's not a big problem. You can position him any way you want, but I think it was cool. Okay, so for a quick comparison with the other Joytoy figures, here's my sniper. That's how they compare in size, height, and bulkiness. So, not too bad. Now for price, these are anywhere from $130 for all 4 to $150, depending on who you get from China or the US. And that's just an average. Obviously, you can find them on the second market individually, or more likely you're going to pay more than that for them because someone's trying to pull a profit off of scalping. But you should pay around $130, $150, and be comfortable with more of a market. That's what the value pretty much are of them versus China and US. Any more than that, you're paying scalping prices. highly recommend them. They're very cool. I don't have any negatives to them, except for just be careful with those pegs on his back. It's not really a negative. It's kind of like just a caution. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Got lots of more cool figures to take a look at. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and like and share the video with your fellow friends and collectors. And as always, thanks so much for watching. And we will see you in the next review.